for us for now. If you're heading out this evening, take it slow.
Be careful because there's going to be plenty of ice out there. Let's go back over to the Weather Center now and Chief Meteorologist Bob Kovachick. Bob?
All right, getting colder again in the wake of today's 4-inch snowfall. Temperatures falling steadily. Let's take a look at the school day forecast for tomorrow morning. Around 0 and breezy, but sunny when the kids head out in the morning, so another bundle-up start. And during the course of the day, we'll have a good deal of sunshine, maybe a few scattered flurries, but otherwise a very cold day with highs only topping off at around 9. That's it for now. News Channel 13, live at 5:30, begins right now.
Live, local, late breaking. This is News Channel 13, live at 5:30.
Right now, I'd rather have them arrested than to get my snowblower back, to be honest with you. I want to see this stopped.
Police have made an arrest in connection with at least one stolen snowblower.
They hope the arrest will lead them to some of the 30 or so snowblowers stolen in the area this season. Good evening, I'm Benita Zahn. Thanks for joining us.
And I'm Elaine Houston. More than 30 snowblowers have been stolen in Saratoga County this winter.
Saratoga North Country News Chief Mark Mulholland is live in our Saratoga newsroom, and he's got more on our top story.
Well, Benita, police have arrested 2 men in connection with a snowblower stolen from Half Moon. Investigators are now trying to figure out if the suspects are responsible for the theft of 30 or more of those machines.
Used to have a snowblower, didn't have to do this.
Charlie Ringwood of Half Moon lost his snowblower to thieves one night last week.
I noticed the tracks the following morning. I had a real thick cable on there, and they knew just what to bring, cut the cable. Cabled right to the back of my deck. You couldn't see it from the road, so they knew what they were doing.
Charlie is one of more than 30 Saratoga County residents to be hit by snowblower thieves this season. Francis Bouchard doesn't want to be the next.
Now I'm locking it up, yes, just to make sure.
Bouchard says he understands what makes the machines attractive to criminals.
If you figure how easy it is to turn them over, people are always looking for used snowblowers, especially after a big snowstorm.
Police have arrested 2 men in connection with at least one of the stolen snowblowers. Theodore Cooper and Arthur Martin of Clifton Park were picked up Tuesday night. Investigators are trying to figure out if the suspects were involved in the theft of other snowblowers in Clifton Park, Mechanicville, Malta, and Saratoga.
At this point, we're looking into that. We're looking into their backgrounds. We're conducting some other interviews, and that's a possibility. But like I said, the investigation is still ongoing in that respect.
One of the suspects has posted bail. Police want to hear from anyone who may have bought a snowblower from these guys. Benita?
In this cold weather, that's about the only thing that's getting anybody heated up, I think, having that snowblower stolen.
Yeah, that's right. A little frustrating. In fact, the one gentleman we spoke to who had his stolen said it was only a year old. It was 8.5 horsepower. He not only did his driveway, but all of his neighbors, too, so his neighbors aren't real pleased either.
I am sure. Let's hope they all turn up for them. Mark Mulholland reporting live. Thank you. Well, snowblowers were certainly busy today. Now the question is, what can we expect tonight?
Let's go to the chief. Let's go to the chief. You?
All right, here we go. Certainly a very cold night ahead. Skies clear off after some snow showers around this evening. Let's go to First Warning Live Doppler. We continue to see some snow showers in the area late this afternoon. Some of the activity west of the capital region and parts of the Mohawk Valley. Another band of snow showers departing over the Berkshires. Temperatures, as you can see, begin to drop off fairly substantially now, and readings in most spots in the area will drop down to probably 0 or a bit below by morning. Already 8 above right now at Bolton Central School, 14 at Caroga Lake, 17 at Cobleskill, 10 here at our studios in Menands, 13 in Bennington. And again, readings will fall off with an increasing wind, a very cold night ahead. We'll be back with details on the forecast for you, I hope, in a few minutes. Benita.
All right, Bob, thank you. The Rensselaer man burned in a fire Sunday will undergo skin grafts tomorrow.
And now a fund is set up to help pay the expense. 48-year-old Jeff Williams has third-degree burns from explosion of a propane tank in his garage. He has no health insurance, and his coffee truck that he made his living in is destroyed. This is the same fire where an assistant chief had a stroke. Donations can be made to the Jeff Williams Fund at any First Niagara branch bank. Meantime, a wake is being held for the Assistant Fire Chief Mike Volkowski, who had a stroke this past weekend while responding to that fire. The wake is set up at 8 tonight at Rockefeller Funeral Home on Columbia Turnpike in Rensselaer. Services will be scheduled for 10:30 tomorrow morning at St. John's in Rensselaer. Parking restrictions will be in effect, and that could affect traffic into and out of the Rensselaer train station. Officials there are urging travelers to arrive an hour before their scheduled departure, just as a precaution. A deadly car crash in Berkshire County earlier this month has led to charges.
And that tops tonight's county-by-county report. Pittsfield police have charged 22-year-old William Schilling with vehicular homicide, driving under the influence of alcohol and speeding. The crash happened on Crane Street in Pittsfield January 12th. It claimed the life of 18-year-old Christopher Latham. Schilling's due to be arraigned on the charges next month.
Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney presented his fiscal plans for the Bay State today. The governor proposed the $23.2 billion budget to the legislature in Boston this morning, and that includes honoring a voter-mandated rollback of personal income tax from 5.3% to 5%. While that may sound good to residents, it's actually not a decrease in taxes, as local municipalities will now have to make up for cuts on the state level.
Balanced our budget by shortchanging our capital needs. That's a temporary fix only. It'll quickly catch up to us.
Lennox should receive $42,000 more than was allocated last year. However, the town manager says that is still $300,000 less than they got 3 years ago.
New business and new jobs are coming to Fulton County. The Economic Development Corporation announced Cisco is moving into the Crossroads Industrial Park in Gloversville. Initially, 10 jobs will be created. Cisco distributes food products to restaurants, hospitals, schools, and cruise ships.
According to the Post-Star newspaper, an effort is underway in Warren County that could save people money on their cable bill. The paper is reporting that several Warren County communities will meet on Monday to talk about the creation of a regional cable television contract.
We have good news for Red Sox fans tonight. The World Series trophy that was supposed to tour through Berkshire County Monday will still be coming to town. The tour was rescheduled for Tuesday, February 1st. Details haven't been released yet, but as soon as they are, we'll bring them to you. The tour, by the way, was canceled Monday due to the weekend blizzard.
We head to Waterford this week for the New York Lottery Educator of the Week. She is Melissa Cantanucci of St. Mary's School.
She helps people if they're getting hard, if they're getting problems or something, and and it gets harder in here.
So she is a great teacher.
Yeah.
Just excellent.
Yeah.
The glowing remarks from Kiera are for her teacher, Mrs. Cantanucci.
Oh, so the boys are saying, oh, maybe we will let the girls play.
Who not only takes her students on field trips, today they are going to see the Polar Express, but works very diligently with them in class.
Every child deserves a chance, an equal chance. Children learn at different levels, they have different needs, and I just feel like I can provide that.
Mrs. Cantanucci is so dedicated to her kids that when one of her students' dad was sent to Iraq, she did something really special to keep him informed and part of his child's education.
And one of my students' dads was in Iraq, and we went up on the computer and we sent emails and we sent packages and kept communication with her dad that way. You're doing a very nice job.
It is because she is so dedicated to her students that Mrs. Cantanucci has been selected as one of the best educators in the Capital Region.
She's a great teacher.
We will introduce you to another educator next Wednesday. She is Sister Mary Stephen of St. Ambrose School in Latham. The kids in that class are just hysterical. Had a great time with them.
Right to the point, too.
Right. Hey, not a man of a lot of words, you know. She's a great teacher.
Says it all.
Well, it has been a rough day for U.S. forces in Iraq.
We will have the latest on a deadly Marine helicopter crash. That story in 2.5 minutes. And powdered instant tea may be hazardous to your health. I'll explain at Health at 5:49.
Live, local, late breaking. With Elaine Houston, Benita Zahn, and meteorologist Bob Kovachick. This is News Channel 13, live at 5:30. For additional details on many of our stories, go to our website, WNYT.com, developed by Mercury Web Solutions, delivering business solutions that harness the power of web and information technology.
We're back now with news. The U.S. Senate voted to make Condoleezza Rice the next Secretary of State. The vote caps a contentious nomination process. It saw a handful of Democrats accusing Rice of misleading Americans about the war in Iraq when she was National Security Advisor. Republicans rushed to her defense, calling her an enduring role model. The vote today was 85-13.
The death toll from today's helicopter crash in Iraq has risen to more than 30. Mark Mullen is in Baghdad with the very latest.
This certainly shaping up to be one of the deadliest days for U.S. troops in Iraq so far.
30 Marines and 1 sailor of the 1st Marine Division and the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing of the 1st Marine Expeditionary Force died when their CH-53 Echo Super Stallion helicopter crashed near Arupa.
The crash happened around 1:30 in the morning. Not unusual, there are often sorties during early morning hours for security reasons because it's dark.
Weather was bad. We don't know of any enemy action. The investigation continues.
Investigators at this point will have to determine whether it was mechanical failure, pilot error, bad weather, or perhaps bad luck which caused this. NBC has learned that many of the casualties are from California's Camp Pendleton. Other U.S. troops also died today, these as a result of insurgent attacks. 4 Marines killed in action today fighting insurgents in a province west of Baghdad. Also, a U.S. soldier killed when insurgents attacked a convoy with an RPG, a rocket-propelled grenade, not far from Baghdad's airport, considered a very dangerous place on the way out. Insurgents promising an increase in the attacks as the Election Day Sunday approaches. They are delivering on that. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Homicide charges are being filed in connection with a deadly train crash in California today. Police say 10 people were killed and more than 100 injured when a commuter train hit a vehicle that had been driven onto the tracks. That caused the train to sideswipe another train. Investigators say the man who drove onto the tracks was suicidal, but then changed his mind, jumped out of the car, and stood by as the train hit the vehicle. And now let's go to Lydia with a look at what's coming up on News Channel 13 Live at 6. Hi, Lydia.
Hi, Elaine. Coming up tonight at 6, efforts are underway to help a man injured in a weekend fire in Rensselaer. Craig Smith speaks with that man's wife on News Channel 13 Live at 6. At 6:05, we'll have the latest on a home invasion reported in Albany yesterday. And at 6:10, health reporter Benita Zahn will take a look at a new twist on pain management. It's not coming from the medical community. It's coming from the state capitol. She'll explain on News Channel 13 Live at 6.
Now, your first warning weather with meteorologist Bob Kovachick.
Nice fresh snowfall, about averaging close to 4 inches across much of the area. It began around 1 o'clock this morning, diminishing to snow showers this afternoon. Pretty nice picture. Now here comes another cold shot. We got a couple of negative nights coming up. Meteorologically, temperature-wise, no, not negative nights from a standpoint. Oh, you get my drift.
Yeah, drift. Oh, see, you can only make meteorological jokes.
Still thinking today.
I'm impressed.
All right, let's talk about January. It's been a pretty snowy month. Really, after what was the first 8, 10, 12 days, very mild. We've had a bunch of snow since then, and actually, we've now raised up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th snowiest January. I had to count it. 7th snowiest January on record. 1987 was the tops at 47.8, and you see all the way down the list. And currently, this January running now with today's snowfall of 4.1. We're now up to 31.8 inches of snow so far here in the month of January. 9 right now at Pasico, 10 at Bolton Landing, 13 in Troy, 12 in Albany, 11 in Cobleskill. Much of the area will fall down to near or below 0 tonight, with a few flurries around this evening and then a clearing trend as the night progresses. The overnight snowfall coming in, especially during the early to mid-morning, and now pretty much departing the area, but still snowing pretty decently across southeastern New England. You can kind of see that last frame there, that spin on the snow will return. The snow echoes showing that coastal low is southeast of Nantucket and pouring some pretty good snow back into eastern New England. Still snowing in many communities there. In fact, Boston with this snowfall probably will set an all-time record for amount of snowfall, at least for their records, which is well over 100 years for the month of January. Snow flurries around here, they'll diminish this evening. If you're traveling, for tonight, still some slick spots. The snow showers ending, but again, as temperatures fall, whatever slush or water is around will certainly freeze over, so it will be pretty icy and untreated surfaces. 1 below on average tonight, with evening, there's the misspell, and N belongs in there. All right, evening snow showers, clearing later, breezy, colder, low 1 below 0. The director told me that, and I couldn't find it, but thank you. 10 above tomorrow, lots of sunshine, breezy, bitter cold for high. 10 below tomorrow night, 20 below in some of the valleys. Saturday we begin to moderate, and we also moderate on Sunday. Next chance of precipitation early next week. So 2.5 days of very cold weather, and then we do see a period of less cold weather.
You like
I don't want to say moderation. I don't want to say warmer, less cold.
Maybe you need a secretary to help you with your spelling.
I probably do. I need a lot of help. I may need 3 or 4 secretaries.
Thank you, Bob.
Continue.
In our Smart Money Report, Microsoft is cracking down on people who steal their software. The company plans to limit how those running illegal copies of Microsoft Windows get software updates and security fixes. By the middle of the year, Microsoft will require users to prove that their Windows copy is authentic before receiving some software updates. The company will allow users to get security fixes, but only after registering with the company. And you can take a chance on winning a new SUV and at the same time help a good cause. Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the Capital Region is giving away a 2005 Ford Escape Hybrid. The drawing will be held on Saturday, February 19th. The tickets cost $50 and the proceeds will benefit Big Brothers. To buy a ticket, just go to our website, WNYT.com, or you can give them a call at Big Brothers, their number, 862-1250.
In your health, new research has uncovered a potential health hazard from instant tea. The study found some powdered instant teas contain more fluoride than the FDA allows in bottled water. In fact, one contained more fluoride than the EPA allows in drinking water. The study was prompted by a 58-year-old woman who developed a bone disease called skeletal fluorosis. Doctors found high levels of fluoride in her urine, but levels in her water at home were within the normal range. After learning the woman drank 1 to 2 gallons of instant tea every day, they ordered fluoride measurements of 10 varieties of instant teas. Bottled and brewed teas were not part of the study.
That's a lot of tea.
Yeah.
Okay.
What can I tell you? A hip-hop label is facing serious allegations tonight, including murder, drug charges, and racketeering.
The details are ahead in the scoop in 2 minutes. But first, the markets. The Dow closed up less than a point. The Nasdaq rose just over 1 point. As for local bank stocks, here's a look at how they did.
Topping tonight's scoop, serious allegations being lodged against the hip-hop label behind music stars Ashanti and Ja Rule. Federal authorities claim the company known as The Inc. was part of a murderous criminal enterprise that protected its interstate crack and heroin operation with street assassinations. The head of the company, Irv Gotti Lorenzo, and his brother Christopher surrendered to the FBI today on money laundering charges. Gotti's childhood friend, Kenneth McGriff, one of New York's most notorious drug kingpins, was charged with murder, racketeering, and other crimes. The three are accused of funneling hundreds of thousands of dollars in drug profits through The Inc.
Actress Stockard Channing has been arrested in L.A. She is accused of driving while intoxicated. Police say the 60-year-old Emmy Award-winning actress was picked up on December 14th after driving on the shoulder of a highway to get around stalled traffic. They say her blood alcohol was 0.12. The legal limit in California is 0.08. Channing has been charged, and she will be charged on Monday and is due back in court on February 9th.
Pennsylvania investigators want to talk to comedian Bill Cosby now that they've interviewed the woman who says that Cosby fondled her. Prosecutors haven't yet decided if they'll file any charges. The woman claims Cosby fondled her at his suburban Philadelphia home. Her parents say Cosby was a close friend and mentor to their daughter. She used to work at Temple University but has returned to her native Canada to be a massage therapist. Her parents say she decided to come forward with the allegations after learning more about ethical boundaries during her massage school training.
And now with a look at what's going on in the local arts scene, here's Jay Bobbin.
Well, plenty of stage action this local arts week, including the return of one of the most popular of modern musicals. We start on stage with Times Like These, the drama about World War II, continuing this week at Capitol Rep. Man of La Mancha, the classic musical about Don Quixote, continues through Sunday at NISD. Here's the other Capitol Rep production ongoing, the political drama A Walk in the Woods. Contact, the Tony Award-winning musical that combines dance with songs from various eras and artists. That's tomorrow night at Proctor's. The Jazz Mandolin Project tomorrow night at Revolution Hall in Troy. The award-winning play Proof, about a mathematician opening Friday at Schenectady Civic Playhouse. Another award-winning play, Tally's Folly, starts its run Friday at the Curtain Call Theater. And yet another classic play, Noises Off, the wild farce about a theatrical company, starting at the Ghent Playhouse on Friday. The Dead of Winter Film Festival, the festival of horror movies by area filmmakers, continues this weekend at the New York State Museum. Cats, What More Needs to Be Said, the musical blockbuster, back for another run in the area. The Latin Dance Party caps the 5th birthday celebration at Mass Mocha on Saturday. Beloved bluesman Ernie Williams marks another birthday, one benefiting the American Heart Association at the Egg on Saturday. Another area favorite musician, Melissa Farrick, at Revolution Hall on Saturday. And the Emerson String Quartet performs Sunday afternoon at Union College. For information on these and other events, you can go to our website, WNYT.com, and click on albanytogo.com. I'm Jay Bobbin for News Channel 13, live at 5:30.
Thank you, Jay. Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney released his budget proposal today.
Abigail Bleck will take a closer look on that plan on News Channel 13 live at 6, and then a little later on NBC Nightly News.
I'm Brian Williams. Tonight we'll come to you from the Middle East as our special coverage of the historic Iraq elections begins. With insurgents desperate to disrupt the vote, how are Iraqi candidates and voters coping with the danger? That's tonight on NBC Nightly News.
A new type of home is being built in West Palm Beach, Florida tonight.
It's called a dome home, and it's supposed to be able to withstand hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, even landslides. It begins with a vinyl airform. Once that's pumped up, the strength is added.
We spray polyurethane insulation on the inside. We hang a reinforcement grid of structural rebar, and then we spray shotcrete, or concrete basically. We spray it on there in layers. It takes about...
There are currently more than 1,000 dome homes in the U.S.
I wonder how much it costs.
Yeah, and do they heat easily? I mean, that's what I worry about these days.
Yeah, I guess with the concrete and the insulation.
Yeah, they're kind of neat.
Okay, that is it for us tonight.
Gotta have an open mind, right?
Right.
Before we go, let's check in again with the chief. Bob Kovachick always has an open mind.
Mostly sunny, breezy, very cold tomorrow, starting out at 0-ish. High around 10, northwest wind 10 to 15. 10 below Thursday night, early Friday. 14 for a high on Friday, and then temperatures moderate a little bit, well into the 20s over the weekend. That's it for now. News Channel 13, live at 6, begins right now.